Okay, look, we get it. Technology is bad. But we got old Charlie Booker over here being like, I don't think you understand, bro. And he released yet another season of Black Mirror. So, of course, old T-Max and myself, being the auteurs that we are, have decided to oblige, watch it, and tell you if these sumbitches are good or not. We're talking about Black Mirror Season 5 on a very spooky computer edition of the review. Review. Technology is so spooky that my phone went off during that intro.
Oh no, the phone heard us.
It's like it knew.
Welcome to the review, a show or two of small town dudes give your big technology spooky opinions. I'm Troy to the max extreme.
Wanna play a video game, Troy?
Fuck.
We'll talk about that.
I need to jot a note down real quick.
More of that to come.
Hey, we are going over the latest season of Black Mirror. Coming up at the top of the hour. Before we get into all of that creepy, was it technology or was it him the whole time?
What a twist.
It was technology.
Was it Jonathan Frakes?
Was it technology or was it Jonathan Frakes the whole time?
Here we go. Hear us out. Next season for Black Mirror, do an episode where Jonathan Frakes is a computer.
Yes. And have him intro the show with a pun. It is just signing checks.
Was that just... were we telling the truth, or was that just a motherboard of a lie?
It's just printing money at that point. Netflix subs will double.
Yeah. Will double. I guarantee. I bet my own life on it.
I guarantee.
If you don't double your subscriptions, you can kill me in the street and put it on Netflix.
Oh my god, that's a Black Mirror app.
That's a Black Mirror app. That's an app.
But more on that later. We're going to get into the news of the week, JT, starting with a little something like this.
Okay.
Netflix.
We can't escape it.
Turns out Adam Sandler is back at it again.
Yeah.
He's made another one and plopped it up on that juggernaut of a streaming service we call Netflix.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. I don't know why.
Because he's got old Jenny Ann's.
He's got Jenny Ann on his side.
Jenny Ann.
I don't know how it happened, but the movie Adam Sandler just probably co-wrote, produced, directed, and starred in, more than likely.
He didn't direct it.
I don't know. I'm just saying his name's all over this shit.
Don't do this shit, Troy.
His movie, Murder Mystery, set a Netflix record with 30.87 million views in the first 3 days. I got more stats on that, JT. I pulled up. I took a screenshot.
Fucking damn it.
I'm just going to read this whole thing.
Okay.
It's just a paragraph. Written by James Vanderbilt, so not written by Adam Sandler. Okay. My apologies. Who wrote Zodiac, apparently.
What?
Murder Mystery has been deemed predictable by viewers. However, the ratings have caused quite a stir. According to Deadline, Netflix announced that Murder Mystery had the most successful opening weekend for an original film. Released on June 14th, the film was watched by 30.87 million accounts in the first 3 days. The audience data reflects that Murder Mystery's numbers surpassed Will Smith's Bright and Sandra Bullock's Bird Box. Bright accumulated $11 million during Christmas break, and Bird Box topped the charts with $26 million in the first week. Netflix also recently clarified that Netflix also clarified that a view only counts if members watch at least 70% of the movie.
That's right, 69. That's what I do.
Murder Mystery's runtime is a comfortable 97 minutes, which means most of those who tuned in probably kept it on during its duration. So, that is a lot. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. We talked about, because we don't have anything going on for next week. We talked about doing it.
We don't have to do it.
Okay.
We don't have to do it. It's usually torture.
Yeah. I want to be straight with you, Troy. This movie year is killing me. I don't think there's been anything that good that's come out.
Really?
Except for Endgame was good.
Things. Yeah.
It's wearing on me. I think Dark Phoenix broke me last week.
I am kind of there with you. Like, I almost wish we did more TV stuff.
I know.
But at the same time, I feel like we're almost obligated to see the blockbusters that come out because it's an easy watch. Everyone goes out and see those.
Yeah.
They want to know about them.
And
it's
a
hard.
lot of them are just not good.
They're middling to bad.
Oof.
I know.
Like, I feel like last year at this point, I feel like there was at least 2 or 3 that I saw where I was like, okay, maybe not the best, but still good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything I've really latched onto where I was like,
even stuff
blown
that we kind of
away.
get looking forward to, like a Bohemian Rhapsody or something, comes with like negative connotations.
Yeah.
And I think that came out late last year.
That was last year.
But even then, like, it's recent enough that it's just like, you find out more about it and it's like, oh, it's not even like a real biopic, kind of. They took liberties with the story. And
yeah.
so then it's like, it's kind of tainted. I get it, man.
It's wearing on me, Troy. It's wearing on me. I'm losing faith. I need something. Give me something good, 2019.
Something original. Something good.
Give me something good.
Well, we'll see. It's not going to be that Adam Sandler movie. I can tell you that right now.
Well, we probably should avoid it because I might throw my laptop across the. If we review it, I'll just be like, fuck! I'll just like, throw shit.
Hurl it. You know what's sad, too, is that, like, I'll go to work right after we just talk shit about this movie, and I'll hear, like, 30 people say, like, did you catch that Adam Sandler movie? That was super funny. I'll be like, oh my god, just kill me right now.
Here's a gun, kill me.
Here's a knife. I want you to stab me right in my neck. And I want you to keep it there until I die.
I know. I'm thinking for our next couple shows, we'll do a things that we've come in contact with that we feel needs to be talked about. Because I got one in mind we can do for next week.
Okay.
Which will give you a good week to find something.
Good, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I got something in mind where it's not my favorite, but I feel like it needs to be talked about.
Okay. Bring that up at the end of the
So
show.
we'll bring it up at the end of the show.
Moving on, JT.
Yes.
A little bit still on Netflix here. Jessica Jones Season 3 dropped this last Friday.
Yeah.
Unannounced.
Yeah.
Like, it was announced that it was coming out. I was
seeing trailers for it. Like, Netflix was putting trailers up for it, but right before it came out.
I completely was taken by surprise when I heard that it was on Netflix. I'm like, oh yeah, that's still coming out. Like, I don't know what the stats on that would be.
I don't even know what it's about. From what I saw, it was like, there's like a dude taking pictures of her, and...
Like, I went to... I saw that it was on there. I'm like, oh, check it out. Like, you kind of, like, leave your freaking... have it highlighted for a little bit and it'll play, like, a trailer.
Yeah.
It was just a trailer for the first season.
Really?
Like, what the fuck? Come on! Show me what it's about, for Christ's sake.
No, I saw it for this upcoming season, and I couldn't tell you what it's about. There's, like... The villain is, like, someone that takes pictures of her. And I don't know what's... I don't even know what his name is, All
right. Sad thing is, like, after Defenders, I haven't seen any of these.
No, that's a good thing, Troy.
Well, I heard Daredevil season 3 ended up
Oh,
being
that
pretty
Daredevil
good.
season 3 is good.
Jessica Jones hasn't been terrible like the
Yeah.
last 2 seasons, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll
Yeah.
check those out.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything else.
I'm done with it.
I know.
I'm done.
Eventually I probably will watch them,
Yeah.
but I don't know when.
Deathbed. Deathbed viewing.
It's a deathbed thing.
DBV.
I'll put it on the DBV list.
Put it on the DBV list.
The rest of my news, JT, is Marvel news. Here we go. Let's.
Jesus.
I know. Here we go. Spider-Man Far
go.
From Home.
Yeah.
Pre-screenings have already been shown
Yeah.
to a select few viewers.
Positive?
Positive reviews coming out of it.
Ooh.
Looking forward to it.
I'm
Getting
looking forward to
excited.
it too.
Looks good.
I need some good Troy.
I really enjoyed Homecoming,
Yeah?
so I'm hoping Spider-Man won't disappoint.
I-
And from what I hear, it's not.
I know it was one of my favorite movies when it came out, the year that it came out.
Mysterio's one of your faves, isn't it?
I mean, I like the idea of him.
Okay. Okay.
He looks
Good.
cool with his fishbowl.
His old fishbowl head. Keanu Reeves, the Keanu-sance,
Keanu!
is still in full swing. Apparently, so says Kevin Feige, of the producer of all these Marvel Cinematic Universe
Is he
films.
jumping on that Keanu-sans?
Well, Keanu Reeves has actually been approached for almost every single Marvel movie. Almost. And if they're just both trying to work out a role that would fit him
yeah.
well. And they have yet to come across one, but he's been approached for almost every single Marvel movie for him to have some sort of role. And I don't know if this is bullshit or not, because it comes out right as Keanu Reeves is having a hot streak.
He's gonna be the new Stan Lee, where he just shows up in every...
But I don't know if it's right in the coattails of his now current super popularity or not.
Yeah.
But I think it's weird timing that it's like, oh yeah, we've always approached Keanu Reeves for a role. It's
Yeah.
like, really? You haven't said that any time before now, and now you're saying it.
Oh, we had dibs first.
Well, maybe he's telling the truth. Really, I don't care because he hasn't been in one, so it doesn't matter to me. But that'd be pretty wild to see Keanu Reeves in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Especially if they announce it like now that he's going to be in the next few, now that a few actors have dropped out. There's like a big starring role in some of the next few coming up. Why not?
Do it.
Just put him in there.
Put him in there.
Put him in this.
He's so hot right now.
He's hot, man.
He's so goddamn hot.
Make him just a crazy kook of a character.
He's coming out this weekend. Toy Story 4 is Duke Kaboom.
Duke Boom, he just came out a few weekends ago as John Wick 3.
Yeah.
He came out as Mr. Parabellum, or whatever it is.
Don't even know you. Don't
I
think
don't
you know these
what a
movies,
John
Troy.
Wick is.
You're like talking like an 80-year-old man. He's one of the Parabellums.
He's a Parabellum. Last bit of news I got, JT. It's a big one.
Oh shit.
Are you sitting down?
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Visual joke on this shitty podcast we do. Endgame
Yes.
headed back to theaters. You hear about this?
Yeah, I did.
It's headed.
They're a whole total cop out to try and get more money.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was
God.
too. So they're headed back to theaters with, what does that say? New footage.
Yeah.
Apparently,
They're adding a mid-credit scene now.
yeah, it's just 7 minutes of like making of and like kind of behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, just that. I heard it was they're adding a mid-credit scene.
I think that's what this is gonna be though.
That's what it is?
It's just like fun, like making of the last 20
Wow.
years type stuff. And then it's gonna also include a tribute to Stan Lee
Oh.
at the end of it as well. Maybe you're right. I don't know. All I read,
I was gonna say that's an even bigger cop out if that's what they're doing. They're just
there's nothing added to the actual movie.
yeah.
It's all the same. They're
Yeah.
just extending its.
They're just
run
re-releasing
out
it so they can beat Avatar.
So it can beat Avatar. Exactly.
God.
I knew that's what it was, but so there you go. There you have it. That's all my news.
Disney's got to win everything.
They got to do it. Apparently they get a trophy or something. They get a trophy of James Cameron.
James Cameron
giving them
jerks
some
them off
internet meme.
online if they win. Jesus Christ.
I know, man. While you're getting that ready, I'm going to get ready for something else. We have correspondence.
What?
I wanted to surprise you, but I'm loading
Should I
it
get
up
a
right
mail
now.
scream though?
You should load it up. But
All
you
right.
can get your news ready. I got it.
I got my news ready, but I also got to get this mail scream ready, starting right now, bitch. Times 2. There we go.
Want to go right into the mail?
Do it.
From Down Under.
Whoa.
Jude Smith back at it
Came
again.
back.
Hey, fellas. Just wanted to say, Troy, you are insane if you think Apocalypse is worse than Dark Phoenix.
Yes. Jude's on my side.
Absolutely out of your mind. But different strokes. Not that Dark Phoenix will exist in anyone's memories to argue about in a week or so.
Apples to slightly worse apples.
Yeah. So there's that. He gives it a D for Dark Phoenix on behalf of your Australian listeners.
I'll take it, Jude. I'll take it.
All right. Beyond that, curious what you guys will do or think of Rocket Man when either one of you get to it.
Ooh.
He thought it was actually really good.
I'm curious to see too. I heard it sounds like what I wanted Bohemian Rhapsody to be.
That's exactly what I heard too. Me and Chelsea were actually going to try to see that on a date night like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we ended up staying out a little too late, and my old body is now just can't. It would have been costing me $25 to go take a nap, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll see it.
Yeah.
Sometime.
I'll see. Oh yeah, we'll see it.
And I was going to watch Fast and the Furious to follow your review, but I couldn't get through it. Your review, though, top quality.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Jude.
That's why we're here, Jude, so you don't have to watch it.
That's right. And that's about it. Love the show. Keep up the good work. And remember me when you guys become millionaire music producers. You have something on your hands there with that shadow of the moon. When I read this, I totally forgot we did that whole email section.
God.
And Jude cracked me the hell up.
That's fantastic.
Okay, and he follows on to say, and Troy, listen up. He says my name several
Jesus.
times in this, like he really wants my attention.
I sound like I should leave you guys alone.
Apparently you're on his good side. I'm just rubbing him the wrong way. On behalf of your Aussie listeners, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Wouldn't be the same if Christmas wasn't involved in it. Love the show as always. Regards, Jude. I responded, Happy Holidays. Jude, thanks for writing in again. Disagree with almost all your points, so there you have it. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
It's almost unfortunate, too, that we didn't get any more from Marson Ramos. And more songs from that guy. But, too bad. We also have a little bit more on the Twitter, but it goes more along with the random movie poll. So, we'll get to that when we get there.
Fair enough. Well, Troy, Toy Story 4.
Yes.
Coming out this weekend. I'm going to try and convince Molly Pop to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, she's not a big Toy Story fan.
What is her problem?
I know. I mean, she's lucky that I like her.
That's true.
Otherwise, I'd kick her ass to the curb.
Right. Maybe it's a generational gap.
It might be. It might be. I just got to introduce her to better shit.
I guess.
Anyways, Pixar
Uh-huh.
is going to be pretty busy next year as well.
Oh my goodness.
Where they're coming out with not one, because we saw early, I think they released like a teaser trailer for a movie called Onward,
Uh-huh.
which is like a movie where it's like like a mythical land, but it's like a suburbia type.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a suburbia, but it's like elves and dragons and unicorns and shit.
So it's like Bright for kids.
Looks like it. But they're also releasing another movie in 2020
Uh-huh.
called Soul,
Mm-hmm.
which, from what I could tell, it seems like a kind of like a version of Inside Out, but more along the lines of like how you determine people's qualities, like how creative you are, or
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
So I'm curious because it's by the same director that did Inside Out too.
Okay. And both of these are straight Pixar?
Yeah, or Disney Pixar.
Well, I know that, but
Yeah.
like they're not one's not just Disney or whatever.
No, yeah, I think they're both Disney Pixar,
Okay.
and they're both original ideas. They're not sequels.
Good. That's good.
So I'm definitely looking forward to 2020 to see what Disney Pixar puts out with Onward and now Soul that's coming out.
Good. Give it to us. Speaking of Pixar, wait. Yeah, it is Pixar. I just watched Coco again the other day. Still great.
Good.
I was almost craving to see it. And I was like, Macy, you want to watch Coco? Uh-huh. Really? Okay. Let's watch it.
And then once you get to like a certain point where it like starts getting really good, then she's like, "Baby."
Boss Baby? No. Fuck Boss Baby.
Say that to her.
I say it under my breath. God. Anyway.
Shit. Well, Troy, Kingsman.
Yeah.
I guess they'll be coming out with a third film somewhere down the line.
Okay.
But I guess their next one is going to be a prequel
Oh.
called The King's Man.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure.
King apostrophe S man.
I got it.
Just for all the people that didn't get it. That's what it was.
Okay. Great.
So there you go. A prequel.
Okay. All right. Is it going to be set in the 90s? Like everything
I'm
is?
guessing it would be like late, like earlier, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know when they would start. Like, I don't know.
It could just be a prequel to the one with Eggsy in it, which could have been like in 2002. That's technically a prequel.
I don't know.
All right. Whatever.
I'm lost.
Great. Great. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I don't know all this Kingsman lineage.
I don't really know much about it either. All I know is about it from the movies.
Yeah.
And I assume they just take place in the current time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
I don't set a date to it.
they have like it's more of a classic style to them though. Like they have wear like tuxedos and shit.
So what? People wear tuxedos now. I could have wore a tuxedo today if I wanted.
I don't know. Well, they name themselves after like King Arthur and shit.
So what? So you're
I
expecting
feel
this
like
movie to
as
be in like
older,
900
as an
AD?
older, yeah, we need King Arthur is the first Kingsman.
King's man.
The King's Man.
I'm my own man.
I'm my own man.
King Arthur. I'm my own man. I'm a king's man. I'm gonna start this group.
I'm just
and we're gonna
imagining him doing like the elbows to the I'm my own man.
I'm gonna start a group and we're all just gonna wear tuxedos and sweet sunglasses and do some parkour.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's what he did in 900 AD. That's what he started.
Hire us. Troy, here's some news that Molly Pop sent me when she was sitting bored at work today.
Okay.
Anthony, oh shit, what's his name? Anthony Kerrigan.
Okay.
You may know him more as NoHo Hank
Okay.
from Barry.
Okay.
Is supposed to be the main villain in the next Bill and Ted movie.
Oh my god. You see the guy with alopecia?
Yeah.
Great. He was also Victor Zsasz in Gotham.
Yes. Yeah, in Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Sweet deal. I actually have been grown to really like that actor quite a bit.
Dude, he's so good.
He is. And Barry, he's really good.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
I fell in love with him in Barry. I've liked him in other... I even liked him kind of in Gotham a little bit.
Yeah.
He was sadistic. I didn't like the show, but I liked his take on that character.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw him in like little bit parts here and there.
Yeah.
And then I saw him in Barry, and then I was like, this guy is fucking great. He needs to be in more things.
Exactly.
So I'm glad he's in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, now he's got this big part in Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Great.
But did you hear about like what the plot for that is?
Uh-uh.
I guess it's like they're like old like stoner losers that like someone comes from the future and tells them that they have to write the best song ever or else the world will come to an end. So they have to write the perfect song.
So it's just like the Pick of Destiny?
Pretty much.
Okay. I saw that they have both have daughters in it, and they named the daughters after each other. I'm trying to find it.
Man, I'm kind of looking forward to this movie now.
I kind of am too, and I don't even super enjoy the Bill and Ted movies. I think they're fine.
I like the first one. The second one is weird as fuck because the second one they die and they both go to hell.
My God, I know I liked it, but Jesus Christ, I like so many things. Well, I won't be able to find it now, but yeah. So they both have daughters that are going to be also in the movie, and they named the daughters after each other. So one's like Thea, that's like the Ted one.
Yeah.
And the other one's like Billy or something like that. Billi. I don't know.
I love that they named their daughters after each other. That is awesome.
Oh boy,
Troy.
Yeah. Yes.
I got a new member of the boys club.
Oh shit.
And it's your favorite dude in the whole world.
What? No, come on. What are you doing to me here?
Troy, Bright and Chronicle screenwriter Max Landis.
Oh, fuck. I was actually literally gonna look up, because I heard there was some controversy going on, this last week with him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, do I care? Nah.
He's been accused by 8 women of either emotional or sexual abuse.
God.
Yeah, so fuck that guy.
Yeah. F that guy. He
Yeah.
said Bright was going to be his Lord of the Rings.
Well, it was, because it sucks.
Take that, Tolkien! You fucking hack.
Oh my god. I was kind of proud of myself for that one.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Max Landis sucks. I thought, he...
That's like a stringy piece of shit.
I thought he had these accusations, a year ago. Or more.
I think he's kind of like Kevin Spacey in that way, where people always talked about it, but no one's ever really come forward and been like, yeah, it happened to me.
Oh. Because that, for a little bit there, he went, totally Twitter silent, and he's just, a bullhorn on Twitter.
Yeah.
He deleted his account or had it go inactive or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he must have just really wants to get out of the public eye. And apparently he's back in it. I don't freaking know. Who knows?
Every time I see a picture of him, I want to punch my phone.
Yeah. He sucks. I felt bad, at one point I was kind of defending him. Not for that stuff. But, everyone thought he, had shitty ideas about, screenwriting and stuff. I'm like, they're not all bad. But now I just can't stand behind him at all.
You've completely cut ties with your best friend Max Landis.
My buddy Max Landis, yeah. He even wrote a Superman book called American Alien. That's pretty good, and I quite enjoy it. But now it's just I don't even want to talk about it. It's so, I don't know. I don't want to associate his name with it. Even if I would talk about it, I just talk about the artist who did it instead. Just pull an Alan Moore who doesn't want his name associated with any of his works anymore. It's oh, here's Watchmen, created by only Dave Gibbons. Who's that Alan Moore fella? Don't know. He's a recluse who does witchcraft in freaking Newcastle or whatever.
Lives in a cabin with 6 women or something.
Yeah. Anyway.
Troy, now that Disney's bought Fox, there's a few things coming out of the woodwork about the things Fox had planned that fell through. One of those things being that after Days of Future Past, they're planning on putting out a Beast spin-off movie
Oh my god.
that would have Mr. Sinister as the villain in it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, didn't they tease Mr. Sinister at the end of one of the last X-Men
I think it was
movies?
after Days of Future Past.
Yeah. They don't remember anything. Whenever they set up for the next movie, they're just like, fuck it. There was somebody today trying to argue with me on YouTube about like how freaking the X-Men movies are better than the MCU movies because at least they took a chance on stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get what your point is, but they still are bad movies. Like even like the like middling MCU movies are at least entertaining, but when like a bad X-Men movie comes through, it is abysmal.
Yeah, it's bad.
And then he's trying to say like they're not trying to adapt X-Men storylines. I'm like, bullshit. They tried to do the Phoenix story twice. Shut the damn up.
Shut the damn up. Oh, fuck.
Anywho.
Well, Troy, my last bit of news.
Yeah.
And you'll get a kick out of this because the MTV
Oh, no.
TV and Movie Awards took place this past Monday.
All right.
I guess it was the worst ratings I've ever received for them.
Perfect.
But we got some winners, Troy.
Great.
So, who do you think won for... fuck that one. I don't even know what that is. The winner for Best Kiss was Noah Centino and Lana Condor to All the Boys I've Loved Before.
I don't care about any of that.
fuck
what you
that.
Just said.
Well, here's one that we talked about before.
Great.
Best Fight.
Best fight.
We've got...
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ruth Bader Ginsburg versus
Justice.
Justice.
Inequality or whatever.
Did not win, Troy, unfortunately.
Fuck.
Did not
teens.
win. But
Fuck teens and their choices.
But who do you think won?
I don't remember what all the categories.
Okay, so we got Maisie Williams versus the White Walkers from Game of Thrones. Chris Evans and Josh Brolin from Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
We got Captain Marvel and WrestleMania 35 and
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I'll just hoping that it's Captain America versus Thanos.
Nope, Troy, it's Captain Marvel.
Okay. Okay.
Captain Marvel took it.
All right.
Best Villain.
I would like to respectfully decline, but decline that answer and replace it with my own better one, but I get it.
But, well, this'll maybe perk you up because Josh Brolin won for Best Villain.
Okay. I'm perked.
It's Thanos for Avengers Endgame.
See how perked I am?
I see that. Most Frightened Performance.
What the fuck is
This
this?
is some stupid ass shit.
What?
Let me see. Well, it's Sandra Bullock from Bird Box.
Okay.
Won that. But they have like the little sister from Haunting in Hill House. That would have been better, I guess. How do you judge a frightened performance?
I don't care about this. What's another one that I might like?
Best Hero.
Okay.
Got Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
We got Brie Larson. Got Zachary Levi.
Okay.
Shazam.
Okay.
Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones.
Okay. Okay.
And John David Washington from Black Klansman. What a
Best-
weird one to throw in there
Best
for...
hero. I don't know. Robert Downey.
Yeah,
Jr.
it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, because he... Spoiler, he dies at the end. So.
Oh, Jesus.
Best movie, Troy.
Great. Bring it on.
Got,
What do we got?
Us.
Okay.
To All the Boys I've Loved Before, whatever fucking that is. Black Klansman.
Okay.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Avengers Endgame.
Oh. I'll say Spider-Verse took it.
Oh, it was Endgame.
All right.
It was
I
fucking,
can take that.
It was fucking Endgame, bro.
I can take that. That's fine. I just thought I was going to get thrown for a loop for one of these here.
Best TV performance is Elizabeth Moss from Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
Best performance in a movie goes to Lady Gaga from A Star Is Born.
Okay.
Best show.
Best show.
Best TV show.
Okay.
I'll
the
let you-
category would be best show.
I'll let you figure this one out. We got Riverdale.
Okay.
We got Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
We got Game of Thrones. Got Big Mouth, and we got The Haunting of Hill House.
Game of Thrones.
It was Game of Thrones.
Yeah, of course it was. Wouldn't be Big Mouth over Game of Thrones. Come on. I even like Big Mouth a lot. I like him more than Game of Thrones. But really? You kidding me here? Schitt's Creek is
God
going to
damn
beat
it.
Game of Thrones? Fuck off.
And that's probably all the ones that were... Schitt's Creek is going to beat Game of Thrones. Wouldn't that be amazing? After all the money Game of Thrones spent, and people like Schitt's Creek more?
Yeah, fuck off.
Well, that's all my news, Troy.
Perfect. Well, I guess it's done.
I guess it's fucking done.
I don't got much for trailers. I got one.
I got 2.
Okay. Let me get mine out of the way, and we can let you ramble on with yours if you don't mind.
Do it.
I've got one called Ready or Not. Seems like
Yeah.
a little horror premise.
Yeah, I was listening to the audio from the trailer you were watching, and it sounded interesting.
Yeah, so this bride marries into this family who owns, it's like board games. Like, it'd be like the Milton Bradley family or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not the Milton Bradley family or the Parker brothers
Yeah.
or none of them.
Do not besmirch the wonderful name of the Parker brothers.
Milton Bradley.
Of the brothers Parker.
But every time a new member of the family is added in, they play a game on the wedding night to be inducted into the family, and the game is chosen at random.
Because the couple doesn't want to fuck or anything. They just want to play board games.
They want to
all
play
night.
board games with their family. What the fuck?
Yes.
So, so the game is chosen at random, and it ends up being hide and seek. And so the bride chooses the card. She goes and hides, and then the family attempts to murder her all night.
Murder her all night.
She has apparently until dawn to survive, and then she gets to join the family. And it looks like violent hilarity ensues.
Seems like a definite reason to stay in the family.
Yeah, sure. Anyone just tried to kill you just 5 minutes ago, but you made it. You're a part of us now. But at first I thought the lead was Margot Robbie, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's somebody else. But it looks kind of fun. It's like on the campier horror side.
Sweet.
So it's more of the stuff that I'm into, like a fun Cabin in the Woods type of horror.
Yeah.
Type of stuff. So I would be looking forward to see Ready or Not. Check out the Red Band trailer on YouTube right now.
Curious to check it out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
They put out a trailer for Glow Season 3.
Okay.
That's coming out in August, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Where all the ladies are in Viva Las Vegas doing their show.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like the same antics as before.
Okay.
Maybe there's a few that might get a little homesick.
Oh, God.
That are maybe thinking of getting away.
Okay.
So,
Gina Davis?
got Gina Davis in there.
That's right.
She's like the head of the casino that they're running their show out of, where she keeps offering them more and more dates to stay because they're so popular.
Okay.
And everyone else is just kind of like, I mean, this is good and all, but I do have a life back where we lived.
Gina Davis, 31 years older than us. We could fight her.
There you go. We'll fight her to get them to leave or something. So there you go. Glow Season 3. Definitely check this out.
Great.
Because I'm a big fan of The Glow Show.
Samesies.
The Glow Show.
Maybe it'll win Best Show next year at the MTV Movie Awards.
No, that's going to be Game of Thrones again.
Of course. It'll be Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek is going to beat Glow.
I don't even know what Schitt's Creek is. I have no idea.
I just almost spit beer all over my laptop. I don't even know what Schitt's Creek is.
Oh.
Well, Troy, they put out a first trailer for the Shining sequel that they're making, Doctor Sleep, where Ewan McGregor plays a older Danny Torrance.
That's right.
Who's coming across other people that may share his same abilities. And it looks interesting.
I caught a bit of this one. I didn't see all of it, though.
They throw in like footage from like the Stanley Kubrick Shining movie, where I was like, man, they're like really working with them.
Apparently, the only thing that is reused is the elevator blood, like little snippet. Everything else was reshot.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
But they even like show like there's scenes where Ewan McGregor is walking through like the old hotel. There's even like a cool scene where he sticks his head through the hole that Jack Nicholson made with an axe trying to kill what's her name?
Yeah, the lady.
The lady.
Can't remember.
I've
never actually seen all of that movie.
You've never seen all The Shining?
No.
Ooh.
Never seen it all.
Keep that in mind.
Okay. See danger.
See danger.
Lurking in the dark over there, like a real creep.
Mother your child over there looking like a real creep.
That's all right. The other day I called Macy a moron. So.
Father of the year. Father of the year right here. Well, Troy, Termarana movies.
It's here. It's upon us.
It is upon us. And
it is up on us.
It is up on us. And my God, there were so many fucking votes.
This one, I retweeted this probably
battle,
3 times.
It's like a battle of the wits between you and Eric.
This is what I wanted to bring up, actually. Because Eric, for whatever reason, wanted Wild Hogs to win. And I'm just like, Eric, if this happens, I'm putting this evil on you. Like, I cannot stand for this. And
for it.
you dirty dog! Why would you vote for Wild Hogs?
You would have to watch it.
Oh, you sick bitch. I would have made you watch it with me. You realize this?
So no, you wouldn't.
All right, fair enough. But, so Eric pretty much said, I'm voting for this out of spite. And I was like, Poppy. Like, I can't... He's like, I went and retweeted it. And he's like, I'm trying to drum up more support for Wild Hogs. And I just pretty much said, you're a monster. Why would you do this to me? And so I retweeted again because the votes were close the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, even when I retweeted it the first time, Warm Bodies was winning.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's too close for comfort. I need more votes on this, guys. And then it ended up reversing on me. And I'm like, motherfuck. I know Eric is creating burner accounts.
Fuck.
To, like, just vote for goddamn...
You called a
friggin'
shit
Wild
ton of
Hogs.
people from Russia. Buy up some votes.
And then, even today, the winner ended up being Warm Bodies.
The winner's Warm Bodies.
Yeah,
yes.
so, by one vote,
Yeah.
it won. Eric, I have to say, I'm quite sad Wild Hawks lost by single vote. I demand a recount. And I said, I demand you shut up. I couldn't even stand that Wild Hogs was even in this. Like, I couldn't, it was rubbing me the wrong way. And I was even, like, reaching out to, like, my friends from the UK to vote on this. And they're like, I don't know what a Wild Hogs is. I'm like, nobody does.
Know what a Wild Hogs is?
Like, my Courtney, Ghost Hunter Dave's wife. What's the right answer here, Troy? Last time I tried to help, I got burned by her hatred of the Goofy movie, and I can't handle that again. And I'm like, well, I don't want to tip my hand, but fuck Wild Hogs.
Oh my God.
Regardless, it was a good week for a poll.
There you go. Yeah. It always seems like the worst movies get the most votes.
I know. Like, we could play... It could be like something like Citizen Kane versus fucking Gone with the Wind or
Freddie
something.
got fingered.
Yeah, and it'd be just like,
Oh, yeah.
7 votes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Get
Like,
like
what?
get 2 classics, and it's like 2-3 votes. You get like fucking like Freddie Got Fingered versus fucking
Epic movie.
Epic Movie. 90,000 votes.
Like, what is this? Regardless, Warm Bodies took the cake.
Warm
It's
Bodies
moving forward.
moving on to take on the winner of Monsters Inc. versus King Kong in the semifinals.
Yep.
But it might not move on if it loses to the winner of our poll for this week, which is, of course, Misery versus The Conjuring.
Yes.
A horror
Horror.
week.
That's right.
Which one are you looking forward to this one winning?
I am leaning more towards Misery,
Yeah.
actually.
Misery, the only one left in the tournament that was not made in the 2000s.
Yes. I noticed that then all that was coming out because you were saying that like almost all of our winners
Yeah.
have been from like pre-1990 or something like that.
The youngest movie that we've reviewed from the Turn Random Movies was Jerry Maguire,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which was made in 96. So if Misery wins, it'll retain its title
Great.
as the youngest movie that we've reviewed.
Great. I'm looking forward. Oh,
I think the oldest one might be Platoon, unless I think UHF might be older. I don't have to go back and look.
they're both from the 80s.
Yeah.
Is Platoon from the 80s?
Yeah. I think it's like
Okay.
86.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 86 because we brought up Top Gun when we were talking about it.
Oh yeah, very true, very true.
So we go Misery versus The Conjuring. A spooky week.
Spooky week.
Let us know which one you want on our Twitter. We'll see who advances to face Warm Bodies in the semifinals.
In the semifinals.
And then we will see who will win in the tournament out of Monsters Inc., King Kong, and of course Warm Bodies.
But
to
of
see
course.
who will move on and will be reviewed at a later date.
Great. Well, JT, I think that'll about do it. That'll put us right at the top of the hour. Technology hasn't taken us yet.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, shit. Black Mirror. Black Mirror. Oh, shit. Black Mirror dropped in our laps about 2 weeks ago at this point.
Yeah.
I forgot to get a date for it. That's very unlike me.
Jesus, Troy, so unprepared.
But obviously, it dropping on Netflix, I don't have too much production stats for you. But I did scour the web
Yeah.
for some reviews,
Okay.
all from the same source, so they're all from the same, consistent.
Sweet.
Rotten Tomatoes has season 5 exclusively
Yeah.
at a 66%.
Okay.
Overall, IMDb has the entire series
Yeah.
at an 8.9 out of 10. They didn't have it broken down by seasons.
Yeah.
But Metacritic has it season 5 at 65%.
Ooh.
I know. And I'll get, as we talk about each one, I have more stats on each one.
Fair enough.
So, JT's episode 1, Striking Vipers.
Striking Vipers.
I was waiting for when the title would have come into play, and then I'm like, oh, it's a video game. Okay, got it. This is the one that you wanted us to talk about hard.
No, I didn't want us to talk about it. I said this would be the one that would create the most
Sexual
awkward,
tension.
awkward. The most awkward conversation.
So I told Chelsea that as we were watching this, and she's like, Joel really wanted you to watch this one? What are you guys gonna fuck? And I'm like, why did I have to say anything to you? Anyway, so that's how uncomfortable it got during that. Also, I should not just watch Black Mirror with Chelsea at all. I've come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Most of it's always like people who have cheated or who's gonna cheat or something like that. It's like,
Oh yeah.
you think about cheating on me with your phone or whatever it is?
You're gonna fuck a computer.
Oh my God. So anyway,
when we get more into this episode, I think me and Molly had a pretty thorough discussion about the events in this.
I am
interesting.
interested in talking about it. I do have stats on it right here. Rotten Tomatoes has this episode specifically at 72%.
Yeah.
Metacritic has it a 6.0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Den of Geek gave it 5 out of 5.
Wow.
And Vulture Magazine gave it 1 out of 5.
Oh, Jesus.
It's all over the place. It's all over the place.
People, See, Danger, you want to get on this Striking Vipers discussion?
This is the app where you guys have sex? Yeah, it was weird. It was weird to come back.
Well, get in here. Get in here and talk about this one.
I just hold it.
Can you just hold... Yeah, if you don't bang it on the table.
Yeah, just to me, like, fucking with it the whole time.
I wrapped it around the stand, so I didn't have so much cord.
There's a chair right there.
It's already become a burden.
Oh, man.
Is this on?
Yeah, I just turned it on.
Great.
Let me see.
Well.
Look at what we have here. Why don't I just get that right?
Way to make Father's Day weird.
I didn't even know he was gonna. I didn't know he was gonna watch on Father's Day.
Me either. That's what I came downstairs.
That's what I wanted to do on
morning.
Father's Day. Is be weird.
Yeah, before the girl woke up.
It's his day. Let him be weird.
Yeah.
Oh my, it was so uncomfortable at times because I'm like, it's you guys.
No, yeah. Well, before we get into it, I'll give a brief synopsis of this episode.
Do you mind freshening me up over there, Sea Danger?
So we have
Sweaty.
Anthony Mackie, whatever his name is in it. I can't remember. I don't know the names of the characters.
He looks like a Jared. I don't know.
Sure. But he is happily married, and before the events of the story take place, we see them like in times when I think like they're all like him and his friend and his girlfriend at the time, who's now his wife, are living together, and him and his friend are will stay up late hours of the night playing video games.
Yep.
And then they flash forward to like 10 years in the future where they're not really as in contact with each other as they once were. And Anthony Mackie and his wife are having problems getting all zesty when it comes to trying to have kids.
Zesty.
And things take a turn when the two friends reconnect through a video game that can be played virtually, as in virtual reality. And
VR.
they find different aspects to show their appreciation for each other via this video game.
I don't think the game makers even cared if you fight in this game.
Yeah, you'd
Like-
think there would be like a parental advisory on
Or,
this
like,
game if this was a possibility.
A time limit or anything. It
Yeah.
was just like, go into this game, do whatever you want.
There's at one point where there's
have
a
fun.
game over in the background. Where it's like,
still
so you
in.
just don't end? do you just have to act like physically walk out of the stage after you're done beating the shit out of each other?
You think about it too hard, it'll just break the whole episode.
Oh, yeah.
down.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's the mechanics of it are mind-boggling.
Oh, I just can't look at the both of you. You make me sick.
Yeah, so the two friends really connect over playing video games together, and the newest Striking Vipers X or whatever it is came out, and it's got it's kind of, you know, in that previous Black Mirror episode, they kind of got like that disc you can put on your head and like kind of like be in the game.
Yeah,
it's kind of like something like that.
Yeah, like the guy that did like the video game trial thing too.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Is that one. So you can kind of like just like become like a zombie and live the game and you can just control it as you're in there.
Yep.
And so once you're in there, they pick their same characters they always pick.
Yep.
And they are fighting each other after his birthday.
You should say what the characters are. Like, one's like a super hot chick,
Yeah.
And the other one's just like a typical
Typical
fighting
Asian
game.
martial artist guy.
Yeah, like a
super
jacked
cut.
Asian dude.
Yeah.
But one is definitely just like a hot chick.
Yeah.
Of course. So anyway, it's after his birthday party. They're a little bit boozed up. And then all that action, the hot martial arts action, turns into a hot rompous sexcapade.
Well, they just make out the first time.
Yeah.
And then they cut each other off. And it's like, oh, that's weird.
The like
Yeah.
single friend kisses the married guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't like they both just looked at each other like, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of just happened like that.
And so the Anthony Mackie gets a little bit freaked out, exits the game. It's like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
They get a hold of each other the next day. He's like, oh man, that was kind of weird, huh? Yeah, we were kind of drunk.
Yep. Well, let's fuck then. I always thought every time they had the whole thing where like he would look in the corner and see like, what's his name is online. I was like, that's like the virtual stick your foot through the stall. Like,
Ew.
Oh, that's so good. So yeah, and then that kind of starts happening. Like he has is kind of now aloof because now he's got these weird things going on in his head. Like
Yeah.
kind of like how he banged an avatar of his best friend.
yeah.
Like, am I gay? Am
And
I
now
not
he's like
gay?
distant from his wife, and because she's trying to get like frisky and stuff, he's like, I'm kind of just tired.
I kind of just blew it in my sweatpants. Just
Yeah.
banging my best friend.
So,
Like, does he? So he has to do his own laundry now. There's no way that he's.
Okay. Here's my thing: is like most VR games, you see what's on the screen while the person's in there, and
not-
like,
but
but they
not on
never
this.
quite. Yeah, they don't really show. But then like
Yeah.
his kid comes in and kicks him, and
Yeah.
like, wakes him up, and I'm like, well, thank God that wasn't on the screen of him having graphic,
Just having graphic
insane
sex.
sex. And it's with him and his
Daughter walks in.
It was his son walked in and like kicked him.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's where he was
son.
like, oh, I gotta go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then it gets to the point where he's just locking himself in a room and like putting up a door against the handle of the, or a
keep
chair
having
against the
sex
handle of
with
the
each
door.
other.
Yeah.
So he can like get like his sex on with his
His best friend.
best friend.
Ew. God, it's hard to
God,
look
I
you
shouldn't
in
have
the
watched
face.
this with you. I mean, it's so hard for that whole day.
What was weird is that Joel really wanted you to watch it.
I didn't want you to watch it. I said this would be the one that would create the most interesting conversation.
No, that's how he pitched it to me. He's like, Joel really wanted me to watch this.
Yeah, I was like, watch
And he said
this.
it reminds him of us. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I didn't say any of this bullshit.
I
What are you
think
fucking?
when you said you should watch Striking Vipers and then you winked at me and blew me a kiss.
Yeah. I guess it was. I guess it did kind of give it away when I showed you my dick after I said it.
I thought it was weird. I didn't get it yet, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." He
Yep.
usually doesn't do that when
well,
he
you had
leaves.
that
Yeah.
wig on and that.
I said you
sweet
should
little
watch
Asian
Striking
costume.
Vipers. Then I stripped naked. That was
That's
weird.
different. He usually doesn't do that, but
You just do shit like that.
that guy's so crazy.
Yeah, but that's what he says to me, and I'm like, oh my God. That you like wanted him to see it. And I'm like, what are you trying to get at,
I
Joel?
didn't say that I wanted him to see it. Guys are making shit up.
Why are you pawing at the door?
Let me in. Let's play some video games.
Would you be the woman or the man?
I don't know.
Be the polar bear.
I'd be the polar. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's talking about it, he's like, I've been so desperate,
Yeah.
I slept with the
I
polar
fucked the
bear.
bear, man. I fucked the goddamn bear.
Oh God. So I really ended up kind of liking this episode because it does do some interesting things, especially with like online culture, and you kind of be behind like an avatar of yourself. Nobody really knows who's behind it. You can just be whoever you want on the internet.
Like, I guarantee some porn company's trying to make this game.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be that hard. It's just a Street Fighter avatar. But I was also thinking while we were watching that too, is like, if this was like real life, like I'd be just choosing some weird guy like Blanca or like freaking E Honda or something like that.
E Honda?
Yeah, the big fat sumo wrestler guy from Street Fighter.
God.
I'd be like,
I don't know.
that's all I'd be thinking of.
Yeah, but yeah, I think out of the three, this is probably the most interesting to me too, just because like it does like weird ways of like even like commenting on like gender fluidity even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
it's
that
like
was interesting.
where it's like they can only get into each other if one of them is like the female and the other one's the male. Like There's even like a part where they kiss each other where it's like, that was weird.
Yeah, they like try to prove it to themselves that
I was glad they
if
did
they're
that.
gay or not, and
Yeah.
then they did, and they're like, no, that wasn't the same.
Yeah. See, I have a...
They just added an extra layer of complexity to something.
And
Yeah.
then they get in a fist fight.
Well, it's more of a slap fight than anything.
But I like that though because it was like because they always kind of expressed themselves through fighting, like whether it was through video games or like I feel like
Wrestling.
yeah, just shut up.
Point for me.
But I think like the whole like video game thing was like if there was enough of a distance between each other where they could express themselves in a different way where it didn't feel weird. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. You could really dive into the...
But that's what I like
Yeah.
about Black Mirror, like episodes like this, where
Yeah.
you don't, where it's, you can't even really put your finger on, like, because I kind of got the feeling that, like, the single guy was gay, because he always would just put himself through, like, all these different chicks, like, never really, like, stuck with one person, and he was the one that was the female, so then, like...
Yeah, I did have moments where I was like, he seems more into it, and Anthony Mackie just seemed like
Yeah.
he was at a place in his life where he wasn't satisfied otherwise.
Yeah.
Because him and his wife were having fertility struggles, which
And he's kinda-
sucks, by
Yeah.
the way.
And not only that, but he just, even when it jumps forward in time in the beginning of the episode, you can just tell, like, he's just in, like, kind of a rut. Like, he's just stuck in this kind of boring, mundane kind of life now.
Yeah.
Even when it shows him when he's at work, the color palette of the episode changes to, like, this, like, just gray
Well,
and
he's kind of
tan
envious,
color palette.
envious
Yeah.
of his friend because his friend shows him like a picture of like a hot chick he's gonna go on a date with, and he broke up with his girlfriend, and he has like a sick apartment in the city.
But I don't even know if he's really jealous of that so
no,
much.
but I
No.
think it's just the flash of like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like exciting.
I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, yeah, like a lot
Something
of
you
this
don't
was
have.
just like aspects of like wanting to relive like your glory days, but also wanting that like I don't think they're unhappy with their lives, but it's like they get that sense of danger that they had when they were single and when they were
Yeah.
like younger, where it was like, oh yeah, we go out and we do this and
See, but I took it as like, so Anthony Mackie probably got his rocks off because it was like exciting and different than his like totally normal,
Yeah.
like loving relationship. And
Yeah.
then the other guy couldn't find intimacy with anybody because he goes on that date with that chick and she's a lot younger and she doesn't know any of his references.
Yeah.
And then she's on her phone as soon as they have sex. She's like on her phone, and he is looking for intimacy.
and I've heard like people have like
And Anthony Mackie was like just the rush of
Looking
something
for
fun.
spontaneity.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I've heard like people like like being like much older being still single where it's hard to find people.
There's no connection.
Yeah, because like anyone that's about your age around that time, like they're already either have found someone or they're already married, and then
he,
like
doesn't
anyone
even
that's
enjoy-
younger.
He doesn't even seem like he even enjoyed having sex
Yeah.
with her. He gets done, and then she's just on his phone. You just see him like, oh, well, I'm just empty and hollow now.
Yeah, like there's definitely like a disconnect between generations
So
usually.
it's kind of like the perfect storm. of
Yeah.
Sexual excitement.
Like I'm lucky because I'm immature, so me and
That's
me
it.
and Molly Pop definitely.
You are wearing a shirt that says Irma Gerd, I'm a purg.
That's right. We're perfect for each other.
And you're just in
But
a
I am in my
gentleman's
work
polo.
clothes.
But no, yeah, I liked like this episode doesn't really come out and say like, well, they're getting together because of this. Like it's still up in the air about like what draws them to be with each other in this way, and I like that where you can kind of draw your own conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
I felt badly for his wife, though, and a part of me, I kept thinking to myself, like, I wonder if he had just come out and said, like, so there's this game, and it's super realistic, and we totally had sex with each other, even though we're not gay, and we just, like, it was, like, a weird... Like, I just wonder if it would have been a different turn of events. If,
Well,
like,
she came out on the top at the end. She gets a fucking hall pass.
No, but, like, I just thought it was interesting,
Yeah.
like, he was hiding it from her. Like, he was so ashamed of it. And I'm like, I guess you could even talk about, like, if it technically is, cheating.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know.
Because, yeah, the single fella... The single fella in this even like says
You're
like
like aging before our eyes, Troy.
It's not cheating. It's just like watching porn or whatever.
And that's where it like gets complicated though.
But there's
'cause it's, like,
sensations involved.
Well, I'm just repeating what he
But
said.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I get it, but like I said, like
he
it's
lies to his wife about it, even though it's like, and that's where I was like, all right, it's definitely cheating because he's just like hiding it from her. Like, nope. And they're at their anniversary dinner, and that was heartbreaking to see her like, well, come on, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like an intimacy involved, but it's all like through like a barrier of some
A
sort.
weird channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that ties into like current pornography. Like, obviously, couples will watch that.
Yeah. But they're not sharing this. Like, he's doing it by himself. He's not like
No, but
banging his friend while she watches.
No, but couples will
Totally
like,
cocking her.
people watch porn without their significant other. And
Yeah.
it's like, is that? But then all of a
That's
sudden
true.
now they're in a virtual environment where I guess there's interaction.
Yeah.
So there's like this whole
Like him and the
level of,
friend
like,
are
is
definitely
it-
they're sharing a moment
yeah.
without her.
I just thought it like
But-
in the moment of watching it, I was like, I wonder if it would have been different if he like was just upfront with her right away and been like, I don't know what happened, but like me and like our friend is
Yeah.
a guy and we're not gay. We just like had weird internet sex together. Like I in my head was like, what would
Internet
happen if
sex.
like that was our case? Like if you said to me like, yeah, I had sex with Joel in a video game. But like it's a
I was
weird
E Honda
but-
and he was Blanca.
Yeah.
but like, what if that technology comes out? In,
I was
like,
vague and I
20
cut your
years?
dick off.
But that would be a interesting conversation where it's like, where do you draw that line? Like, did you? I don't know. But then
Yeah.
he hides
Yeah.
it from her, and then it obviously escalates.
Yeah. But like
I
the
felt
way
most badly for her though.
like the way the episode ends was kind of interesting though too, where like they lay it out where it's like if you're in a marriage and you find that you're both unhappy, do you actually explore other avenues to try and keep the marriage going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ends with like a hall pass.
Yeah,
Kind of a deal.
like it's just like, okay, I'm gonna fuck my friend once a year, and then you get a hall pass.
Yeah.
Where it was like, they have a daughter, like, or they have a son. I keep thinking
They
it's
have
a
two
goddamn.
kids.
Yeah, okay, they have 2 kids, but like they have a family, and they do want to stay together. It's not like they're like driving each other crazy. It's just that I feel like they are craving something that the other person can't give them, so they need kind of an outlet. So then it's like, if you do reach that point in your relationship, do you actually try and pursue it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought that was a kind of an interesting way to lay it out.
I thought it was an interesting idea too, and I think out of the 3 episodes in this season, one was the most, I guess, on par with themes of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
It was the most Black Mirror-y of them.
I'll say that for sure.
And I felt like this season too. I was gonna save this for the end, but now I'm kind of on this topic right now. Is that like I felt like Charlie Booker, who wrote these,
Yeah.
almost kind of strayed a little bit from what he usually does, and it made more human connections in this one, because all of these don't really have, well, smithereens kind of I was gonna say not all of these have bad endings,
Yeah.
where a lot of them usually do.
Yeah.
These
Yeah. The
this-
Smithereens one is not that great.
no, but like this one kind of has like a positive resolution.
I
Yeah.
don't feel like it's super positive.
Well, I don't feel it's negative.
I guess I don't know.
But I think that's what I like about Black Mirror is it lays it out where it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Whether it works or not is up to you.
Yeah.
Like that's what I liked about it, where it's like they came across a thing where it's like, well, I don't know if this is gonna work, so we're gonna try this, and who knows, this could rip them apart completely, because there are like hints in this where it's like this could very well completely rip the relationship apart, but they're just like, okay, well, you want to pursue this, and I'm using that as a way to be like, well, I want to meet strange dudes every once in a while. So like let's do that. Let's use that as like we'll give ourselves one day a year where we do this. But then it's like, okay, well you gave yourselves one day. What's to stop you from giving each other 2 days or a week
And it
or a
seems
month
it
or
seems
6
like
months where
just
you're
for
not
the
seeing
kids
each other?
and for the kids type of thing. She makes that comment on their anniversary about how
Yeah.
you make a commitment,
Yeah.
even if there's not like.
Yeah. But but that's what I like about the
feeling
show
anymore.
is like
That's
in
what I think
terms-
is sad. I think that's like melancholy.
yeah, like in terms of
that's
a commitment,
deep,
like
sad thought.
yeah, like in terms of a commitment, what do you do to keep the commitment? Like, do you go full bore or do you make a few instances here and there? And then if you do make those instances, what's to stop you from stopping those instances to
Or
where it
just
feels like
ending
it's getting
things.
too far?
Yeah.
But I think that's just being human, which is scary.
I think it was scarier for me though because we went through fertility stuff.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a romance killer. Children that are
Yeah.
difficult to have physically.
Yeah.
So that I was like, oh damn, maybe we'll have sex with Joel.
What?
Yeah.
That
Good
took
thing
a-
you're popping out babies, Chelsea, because me and Troy'd be banging by now.
I know.
No, but I think this was an episode
My
that was
Eon
like,
cosplay.
yeah, but it's a little bit more relatable. Like it is.
Yeah. Well, that's what I like
Not
about
like most
Black
of their
Mirror. That
episodes
like
are, but this was like
there's always like a relatable human aspect in a good chunk of the episodes, and
Yeah.
they just kind of throw in one little thing to like make it go off in this one direction. I think
Yeah.
that actually does it really well. I think it plays it really kind of truthful to like what the human experience really
Yeah.
kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like not everything's great, and it's kind of this dark little corner that really you don't get to see in a lot of other outlets.
Yeah.
And it's like nobody wants to say that's how it works and that's the truth, but like yeah, that's what people will do.
Yeah. Like with the other two episodes, there's one where it's a very positive ending and there's one where it's a very negative ending. But this one, they leave it where it's like,
it's just
we're not going to tell you how this ends. We're just going to show you what they plan to do about it. And then who
You
knows?
can judge from there.
Yeah. And
So
I
what-
think I like those endings a lot more when it comes to Black Mirror.
What would you grade this one?
I give this one I'll give this one like an A minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked this one quite a bit. I think I would probably give this one a B plus.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't my favorite Black Mirror episode of all time, but like
No.
I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write down our scores here so I don't
I
forget.
think the general consensus for me for this season was this was a season.
Yeah. The next episode, Smithereens, JT,
Yeah.
features Moriarty from Sherlock.
from Sherlock.
I wasn't quite sure what I felt about this one at first.
Yeah.
It had to really get going, and it wasn't until they were actually like parked out in the field where I actually was finally getting like behind any of what was going on.
Yeah.
So the synopsis of it is, the main character in this I don't know, Moriarty. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah.
He is like a Lyft or Uber driver, and he picks up somebody from outside of like a Facebook facsimile
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
and takes him out, kind of abducts the person,
Yeah.
and says like, "I want to talk to your what's Topher Grace, whatever his name
Yeah,
is,
whatever his name is.
freaking who runs Facebook? Who's the face?
Zuckerberg?
Mark Zuckerberg
Yeah.
type character.
Esque, yeah.
Yeah. And if you can't freaking get me on the phone with that guy, I'm gonna shoot this dude. That's like the plot of the episode.
Do you have
You didn't watch this one, did you?
No.
Oh.
do you have stats on it, Troy?
Yo, of course I got stats, Jason.
Troy, stats! T-stats.
Rotten Tomatoes has this one at 67%. Striking Vipers had it at 72.
Ooh.
Metacritic has this at 6.7 out of 10, which is very ironic. It's almost the exact same score. Metacritic had Striking Vipers at 6, so they like this one a little bit more.
Wow.
Den of Geek, that gave Striking Vipers a perfect score, has this at a 3.5 out of 5. And Vulture gave this a 2 out of 5.
Wow.
What they
Vulture
gave.
being very critical.
Yeah, they gave Striking Vipers a 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
So, a little all over the place on that one as well. I don't know if I like this one more than Striking Vipers or not, but we'll get into it.
Okay.
This one made me open my eyes to like how much social media knows about people.
Oh, yeah. Or, like, how you can bring in someone that could totally just take apart your life just based on the things that you post.
Yeah.
Like, they get to a point where it's like, oh, well, he talks a lot about this thing, so make sure you bring this up when you're talking to him.
Yeah. So Chelsea, since you didn't watch it,
My eyes get wide.
Moriarty is super pissed at this Facebook facsimile called Smithereens.
Or Smithereen.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Someday, maybe so. So he abducts this guy that comes out of the building, and he wants to go to the airport.
Yeah.
And he ends up dragging him to like a field.
He pretty much, he's got a job as like an Uber driver, and then just parks right outside of it. So then, like, anytime someone from that building orders an Uber, like, they ding him
there.
first.
Yeah.
So, like, he just picks up people, and, like, they even show, like, there's one time where he picks someone up, and they're like, oh, so you work at Smithereen, huh? And they're like, oh, no, I just visited somebody. He's like, fuck, all right, I'll take you to the airport.
Yeah. But he finally does pick someone up who ends up just confessing that he's only an intern
Yeah.
there, but he still wants to get the Zuckerberg guy on the phone. And not only does that end up involving the UK police, it also starts to involve the FBI.
Yeah.
Because once it gets to the highest levels of this Facebook-esque company, the FBI gets involved, and they're trying to find this Zuckerberg-esque character. And
like, I feel like the main focus of this whole thing is to show how, like, because it directly involves this Facebook facsimile type thing, that they are always one step ahead of crime. Of, like, the crime, like, fighting, like, police, and even the FBI. Like, the FBI guy's like, oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, they're just constantly dropping knowledge about this guy just based on the fact that they know the things that he posted and, like, what other people have posted around him and stuff, where they're just, like, they're, like, almost terrified sometimes when they, like, drop, like, facts about this guy, where it's like, how the fuck did you know that?
Yeah. Like, and to the point where they, like, have his account where they can kind of, like, open up anything about him. Like, they know what his phone number would be, all of this stuff just by having his profile.
Yeah.
And, like, the police are kind of putting it together, like, through facts with, like, through police records and old news stories and all that. And they kind of get the gist of it.
Yeah.
And they're, like, telling, like, this Facebook group, like, yeah, so this and this happened, like, yeah, we know on this date and whatever.
Yeah.
And he had his fiance, this was her profile and all this kind of stuff. And, like, they're like, we know all this shit. And they come off as, like, super fucking smug.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, oh, that's so fucking disgusting. And even, to the point where you said, like, the FBI guy is like, holy shit, like, you know all that stuff? To the point where they almost, like, just mute him and, like, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah, like, they legit put, like, the FBI guy on mute, like, you're not even a factor. Like, we're already, like, 5 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
Like, all you're doing is just telling us to stop, wait, when we're already, like, going into the next thing that you were about to tell us to do.
It's sickening. It's like, but it's like, it's true. Like,
Yeah.
they would know all of that stuff.
Yeah, like, it presents, in a way, like, a realistic Big Brother type scenario, where
Yes.
it's like, because they even, like, said it in 2018, where it's like, this takes place, like, last year.
Yeah.
So it's like, that makes it even scarier for you, where it's like, this isn't even, like, a future that we've designed for you. Like, we're setting this up as, like, we're making it so that this Facebook social media company has, like, stakes in this. So that's what causes them to, like, rig up their big guns to be like, okay, figure out everything you know about this guy, figure out everything you know about everyone around him, figure out what people are posting that are close to him, so we have, like, a genuine idea of the entire crime scene and this person that we can, like, almost subdue it ourselves, which is fucking scary.
And the scariest point in this one, too, is, like, they don't have, like, any weird technology that is like, above what they have right now.
No. Like, they make it apparent that this took place last year. Like, that's what they pointed out. Like, it's like England 2018, and then the events take place where you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, there's no escaping them.
And this is just, like, a minor, like, little side thing, like, a tangent of what... It's not even really what the story is about so much. As, like, the main, like, gist of it is, like, this guy ends up like just being upset because like the app is so addictive that like while driving he got bored and just like looked at his phone. And, like, because he looked at a picture of somebody's dog, he got into a car accident and killed the person he wrecked and his fiancée.
Yeah. But the guy that he wrecked was drunk, so then the guy that was in the other car got put, like, as a drunk driver, and he got blamed for it. So, like, he's been sitting on this whole thing where it's like, I'm to blame, but no one blames me.
Right.
So he just wants to tell that to this Mark Zuckerberg guy.
Yeah.
Who's played by Topher Grace.
Right.
But then, like, I even thought it was, like, interesting where, like, they get to a point where they're, like, feeding lines to Topher Grace to be like, tell him this. Like, this is how you can talk him down. Mm-hmm. Where it's just making him madder, where he was like, well, then fuck this. And then
fuck you, be a human and talk to me.
Yeah. And, like, he talks where it's like, man, I made this, and now it's, like, totally out of my hands. Like, I'm the face of it, but there's no way that I can...
stop this.
Yeah, I can't stay. Yeah, like I built something with the idea of connecting people, and now it's turning into like this conglomerate where it's a monster I can't even control.
Yeah, I actually really wanted him to go on like more of a rant of something like that, but he gets kind of get cut off by Moriarty. But he's essentially saying like there is like a team just dedicated to make this thing like crack. Like, every single day, they just update it so it's more and more addictive. Like, it's a casino where they shut all the doors and you can't see how bright it is outside. So it just makes it addictive. And it's like, oh my god.
Like, the only thing that I take umbrage with on that is that, like, okay, they tried to make him, like, he's, like, the Mark Zuckerberg. Right. But if you ever listen to, like, interviews with, like, Mark Zuckerberg, he's, like, he feeds into that shit. Like, he's all about, like, yeah, we need to be bigger. We need to get into more countries.
Yeah. Oh, like, yeah. He's not like Mark Zuckerberg.
No. Like... But he's like the reason. He's like the reason why there's like civil wars in certain countries. Where he's like, we need to make it where it's like we go into like third world countries and give them computers and say we're giving them internet, quote internet, but the only site they can get onto is Facebook because Facebook is so. And then fucking all of like the radical right wing motherfuckers in that country. Just are like, oh, Facebook is so easy to just post shit. We'll just put a bunch of fucking anti-propaganda horse shit that makes people hate each other so we can get our own fucking message out there.
Oh my god.
Facebook is fucked. You look into Facebook, they are
I'm not
fucked.
arguing. I'm just, you got into a deep.
But no, it's just, I hate
political rant.
Yeah. But no, it's that horse shit. I just hate it. But like in this.
You're on it.
Yeah, but in this, like, they comment on it.
Yeah. But you're on it.
Look.
Don't worry about it. We're all on it.
Yeah, we're all on it.
It doesn't matter. If it's not Facebook, it's Twitter, or it's Instagram. It's all of the shit.
Yeah. It's not
LinkedIn again.
It's LinkedIn.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Like it's not about like the service. It's about the policy. Like that's what fucks it up. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go on a huge rant again.
Then please don't. But
just hold it in.
But yeah, then he does end up getting on the phone with him, obviously, and then he's having a chat, and then he ends up letting the guy go that's in his car. But then what happens at the end?
Well, no, the guy... what is it? No, the guy that's with him, like... Because he's going to kill himself, and then like the guy that he captured was like, well, don't kill yourself. And then they're like fighting over the gun because he's going to like shoot himself, and then that's when the sniper shoots him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So,
and then they kind of lay it out with like their post-credits thing where they show like people just like they kind of insinuate that it comes up as news on people's phones. They just kind of glance at it, and then they set their phone back down. Mm-hmm. Where it's just like, well, another thing happened. Yeah. Whatever.
Oops.
Move on.
Go on. Yeah. So yeah, that one was like not. It was like a Black Mirror episode that deals with like only human shit because of a technology thing, but it's not like some weird tech that just like interrupts somebody's life. It's like the fallout from a social media.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like one of the better Black Mirror episodes, but I did like the idea of like the fact that you're taking a situation that's taking place now and like showing how scary social media is to where they can pretty much dissect a person's personal life when they have stakes in the situation.
Yeah. And it's not even like they're saying anything that we already don't know.
I know.
It's just like...
But in this, they lay it out for you where it's like, oh, shit, I can't do anything.
yeah. Yeah. I know. What would you grade this one?
Like, I'll give this one like a maybe like a B minus.
Yeah. I think I'm right there with you with that one.
Yeah.
I did like the aspects of this one too, but I think even like Topher Grace was a little bit wasted in this. I liked him in it, but he was in it so little.
Yeah.
It didn't have so much to do. I'm like, you didn't need to get Topher Grace for this.
Yeah. Like it drags in a few parts, but it's okay.
Yeah. Actually, like all of these are just over an hour long too.
Yeah.
And I don't think some of them needed to be.
No.
Like this one, I felt like the length of it for sure.
Yeah.
The last one, Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2.
Yeah.
This one features Miley Cyrus.
Oh yeah.
Vulture gives us 2 out of 5, same as Smithereens.
All right.
Den of Geek 3.5 out of 5, same
Really?
as Smithereens. Metacritic 6.9 out of 10, which is actually the highest rating of all of these so far.
Whoa.
From Metacritic. Rotten Tomatoes 47%, the lowest.
Holy shit! Rotten Tomatoes fucking hated this one.
Yeah. So what do you think about this one, JG? What happened in this one?
Well, we follow 2 sisters who are kind of dealing with like the death of their mother, and we follow a pop star named Ashley O, played by Miley Cyrus, who one of the sisters is obsessed with, so much so that when she comes out with a robotic partner called Ashley 2, who is claimed to be a AI replicant robot version of the actual Ashley.
But like cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like a Furby in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of in that sense. So then she begs her dad to buy her one, and he does, and it's just like one of those like everyday typical things where it's like, you're doing great kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, while that's going on, you follow the everyday life occurrences of Ashley O, who is being really perky in interviews, but behind the scenes, she is living a pretty shitty life.
She's had it.
She's fully
Yeah.
controlled.
Yes. Her life isn't her own anymore.
No.
Or has been for the last while.
Yeah.
And she's being controlled by a family member. It's totally a rip-off Britney Spears.
Yeah.
No, there's plenty of articles out there about it, how they feel like it's just like playing off of the Britney Spears thing, and how the conservatorship and all the different rumors about her like having to go to rehab or like not being controllable or being off her medicine. I mean, it's like falls right in line with it.
Well, I feel like this is like something that like Miley Cyrus would have jumped all over too, where it's like, I'm being controlled by the system. I need to get my name out there and show that I'm actually creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I definitely...
And I brought it up to you, was like, do you want to watch this one? Because I
like,
still needed to finish it for the show or whatever. And you're like, oh, I heard this is like the worst one. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah,
So
there
I
were a
went
lot of
into
headlines
it,
that were like, this is not good.
But then I got done with it. I'm like, I didn't think this was
I
that
didn't think
bad
it was
at all.
that bad. And
To
I think
dump
it's
all over it.
It's an interesting concept,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. I didn't love it, but I did feel sad for her.
There is one part in it, and it's like right near like the last like third of this, that I thought it kind of like took a jump in logic.
Yeah. It gets like weirdly comedic at certain points.
Yeah.
Well, like I don't mind it being comedic, but there's like parts where like the robot's like, get this out of my ass, or you're like,
That's like when it started,
fuck?
and I'm like, this took a jump, like where it kind of was like based in like a reality. It's more like the human element in this, where it's really taken a toll on everybody's emotions and how it's all played out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like an odd tech device comes into play where it just feels like out of place.
Well, and they also don't explain it as, not that they explain a lot of stuff as well, but like that they keep saying her whole personality is downloaded into all of these little stupid cheap robot things.
Yeah.
But then like the dad is an exterminator who like deals with like mouse brain. It was
Mouse
weird.
brain
But like
technology.
but it was weird that like this exterminator dad who just seemed like kind of lowbrow had like all this tech in their house.
Yeah.
And all the sisters had to do was like plug in the robot, and they could go in and be like, "What's this?" Click, click.
Yeah, it
and
felt
it
like
opens up, and all of a sudden it's like her whole entire brain and
Consciousness.
personality. Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's too far.
Yeah, I thought that too.
And it was way too. They weren't like hackers that figured it out. It was like, oh, I'm a high school kid.
two kids
Click.
bumbling through
Yeah.
it.
It was a bit of MacGuffin. It was like a bit
Yeah.
of a MacGuffin, but I was like, to like tell the story as a whole, I mean, I was like, okay, sure.
I'm right there with
I
you with
wasn't,
that.
like,
Like, I
it
thought it
didn't-
was weird. I thought maybe she was able to like the real Ashley O was kind of in a coma, and like that thing that they fixed on her head was like sending brain waves, and the only thing that she could find an outlet to was this robot. I thought
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
it's going to
I
be,
thought it was
but
gonna
it
be
wasn't
something like
that.
that.
No, yeah.
It was like its own little thing. And then at one point, like Miley and this robot like talk to each other about the acoustics of this concert hall they're headed to.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, right, girl. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's a robot that has your personality, and you're like, right? Yeah, girl. Like, what is going on?
But everything else about this, I kind of liked. I liked the fact that it shed a light on
Yeah.
like entertainers. They get kind of pigeonholed into this one thing.
Yeah.
And like if they started out young
did
enough
feel
like
sad
for
this,
her.
it's just like they
Pretty
don't
sad for her.
their managers and everybody else, their team controls their
Yeah.
entire existence.
And-
To the point where it's so monotonous that it's like you're not even a person anymore.
Yeah. And in a way, I do kind of like the whole idea of the robots, too, where it was like, they're literally making other people, and they're just putting just these, like, things that bind their brains where they can't express themselves, where it's like, so you're even bigger monsters, where not only are you, like, keeping this one person down, but you're creating more people based on this one person and doing the exact same thing to them. They're just robots. Because then when they actually do free Ashley 2's brain, where it's like, oh my god, thank god I can finally fucking speak. Where it's like, oh my god, you probably made like thousands of those.
Yeah, and then you see in the video that they're all like, they got recalled.
Yeah, they got recalled and
For
destroyed.
battery issues.
So like, there's literally like these versions of Ashley that are like AI, they're artificial intelligence, so they are like aware, but they can only say certain things because there's only certain things that they'll allow their brains to like comprehend. And then in the end, they're just like, yeah, well, they're kind of short circuiting, so we're gonna destroy them. So it's like you literally killed thousands of people.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, but yeah, but I liked the whole thing of like how like everything about like pop music and how celebrities are portrayed as so processed. Like they even go as far as to like totally remake a Nine Inch Nails song so that it's a pop song.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that.
Yeah. I think actually Trent Reznor was the music consultant in this episode too.
Yeah, because they gave him he's a head like a hole. That's what the honor roll is about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they just, oh my god, I lost my shit because like when they first started playing it, I was like, that sounds so fucking familiar.
I was too.
And then she says, I'm gonna get what I deserve, and I'm like, oh my god, that's head like a hole. That's fucking head like a hole.
Yeah.
Like so, like I loved it because it was like I spent the whole rest of the episode being like, what if she did write head like a hole, and they do this whole fucking thing where they just overprocess it with pop music and change the lyrics so it's positive, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, god damn it! Like I don't know, it just like I don't know. It gave me like a thing where I was like, I figured it out before I even knew that I figured it out.
I didn't know it. You did, but I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. I really loved to hate that ant manager character.
Yeah.
I thought she was a really great villain in this.
God. Yeah.
Like that she's just a
such-
two-faced bitch.
Yeah.
Like I loved it.
And she
actually.
spends like the good first half of this being like you think like she is trying to be on her side.
Uh-huh.
Like she's so good at being so two-faced.
Yeah.
That like once it comes around to where she's just a stone cold bitch, you're just like, God damn it! A part of me kind of wanted to believe you when you were being like, this
Yeah.
two-faced bitch.
And then, like, at the end, where they're having that conference about, like, how they can have, like, the virtual Ashleys everywhere. And it's just, like, up there with, like, a pantsuit. And they have that hologram, and she's, like, dancing around.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, it is sickening.
This is your fucking relative, and you're, like, selling the image of her as this, like...
As you
in the
keep her in a
skimpiest
forced-
fucking shit, and then you're like
forced
talking
coma.
about like just make sure she stays alive before we make the announcement.
Right.
Like, good lord.
Because she stays, like, in a coma long enough, she, like, all the rights, like, go to her, like, her estate, which
Yeah.
would be her aunt.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
can do whatever they want.
But
and
it's
make
like shit
money
like
on
that,
her
like-
forever.
But then you look at shit like that where it's like I bet that's not too far off from like things that go on today.
Oh,
Britney
yeah.
Spears.
Yeah.
It's like yeah. But like even like there's even like instances where it's like you don't have to change the lyrics, just change like the tone and like the emphasis of certain words where like Lady Gaga even like I listened to like a she does like a piano, just a straight piano version of Edge of Glory where like she originally wrote Edge of Glory based on like I think it was like a uncle or a grandpa who had like cancer, and it's like her and him spending one last time together, and where it's like we're on the edge of glory, where like I'm on this edge of the living, and you're on this edge of dying, and we're like meeting in the middle until we finally part ways. Where it's like that's fucking beautiful. And then like you listen to the song and like the pop version, it sounds like, hey, we got one last night to spend together, let's fuck each other. She doesn't change the words at all, but it's just like the way that the song comes, like the way the song comes across to you, and like the emphasis on certain words where it's like it completely changes the meaning of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Where when you hear it the way Lady Gaga intends you to hear it, you're like on the verge of tears because it's like just based on like the stories she's told about and stuff, where it's like, man, the whole pop industry can go fuck itself.
This is another soapbox you want to get on?
Yeah.
now?
Here he goes.
Fuck them.
Get him on that box.
Oh my god. But
Hear
yeah,
ye, hear ye. Yeah.
I going into it, like I heard negative things coming out of it. I'm like, that wasn't bad at all. There's
Yeah.
a thing that like that MacGuffin in it. I was kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, that's kind of far fetched, even for
Yeah.
Black Mirror.
I know.
But like,
There's so many things they throw in here where just to make the whole end work, where it's like everything got recalled except for this one that was in the attic.
Yeah,
and
even that
bullshit,
was-
like everyone would get recalled. People are selling that shit on eBay for thousands.
I thought that too. I was like, there's some on eBay.
But what would you grade this one if you got nothing else really to?
See.
I'll give this like a. I'll probably give this. Actually, I don't hate it that much. I'll probably give it like a B-, the same as Smithereens.
Yeah, I think I liked it a little bit more than Smithereens, so I'm just gonna give it a B. So here we go, B- and B.
And C.
Oh, C Danger gave it.
Just
C
write
for
it
C
down.
Danger.
It'll go
C
nowhere.
for C. Got
C
it.
for C.
The Sea Danger.
Got it. So overall, season 5, JT.
Well, like I said before, it was a season.
Yeah, I don't think it was the strongest one. Nothing really blew me away in it.
There were some interesting aspects to it, like every Black Mirror season.
Yeah, but I completely agree. Like overall, I'm like, yeah, that was good. I didn't hate any of the episodes. I don't think I've ever hated any Black Mirror episode really.
No.
But I would say this one is like, oh, okay, that was good.
Yeah.
So
All three of these were better than Dark Phoenix, so.
boy howdy,
Oh, haven't seen that yet, but it makes me not want to.
you probably never will.
I never will. Never ever.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you were into this last week, JT?
Well, I saw the new Liam Neeson film Cold Pursuit.
Yeah.
I rented that, and it's weird. Like it has like it feels like all those other like
It's weird.
It feels like it's like all those other like Taken ripoffs that they have with Liam Neeson in it, but like this one was like a little bit left of center where they would do weird shit. Like there's like one scene where like he like he kills a guy by choking him out, and then he stops and the guy just starts coughing, so he has to go back to choking him again. Where it was like, I mean, you didn't have to do that, but I mean, it was kind of funny. But it still plays itself off like one of those Taken ripoffs, but they just throw in things here and there where I was like, that was kind of weird that it kind of made me, you stick out more than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like if you're gonna watch a Taken ripoff, watch Cold Pursuit.
Okay.
Especially the fact that he's a snowplow driver that kills people too, which is pretty fucking funny. Like his big go-to is that he wraps them in chicken wire and throws them off a cliff.
Oh boy.
So I mean, if you're gonna watch a Taken ripoff, watch Cold Pursuit.
Great.
And there's a new show on HBO called Euphoria that came out this past Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Me and Molly watched it, and it's good so far.
Okay.
That's the first episode, and it's like 8th grade if they go way fucking further with it. Like you're watching people that are portraying high school kids like having full-blown sex.
Oh, brother.
Like total like watching the dude put the condom on sex.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my. Okay.
But I mean it's good so far. Like I feel like Molly had more of a high school social life than I did, so she's like, this is hitting home more for me, where I'm like, you and me, we just hung out at Coach Haven's house and drank pop and basement wrestled, where it's like we didn't really experience this kind of shit.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
But then like from her perspective, she's like, yeah, this is pretty close to what it was like for me, but this is like coming from like now,
Right.
Where I feel like for you would watch them and be like, Macy's never leaving the house ever. Like they deal with like drugs, they deal with like sex lives, they deal with like high school kids just doing crazy shit where it's like, good lord. But like they've only had one episode come out so far, but I'm curious to watch the rest of it to see where they go from here.
Is this like a limited series type of deal?
No, it's supposed to be like an ongoing series.
Okay.
Like the main character is played by Zendaya, who plays.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But
Sweet
it's
deal.
pretty good. Like they have some really cool scenes in here where like Zendaya plays like a chick that's like this huge drug addict. Like. It starts with her getting out of rehab and being like, well, I'm going to start doing drugs again. So, like, they have, like, a cool scene where, like, she does it for the first time since she gets out of rehab, and they do, like, this whole scene where, like, she's walking down the hall, but then the hall's, like, rotating. Uh-huh. So she's, like, walking and then, like, walks on the wall and then walks on the ceiling, then walks on the other wall and then walks back on the floor. And this is all while, like, people are still kind of posed where they are. I was like, how the fuck did you get that shot? So, I don't know. It's really cool, and it's really well shot, and, like, the music's really good. I would definitely check it out. It's a pretty cool show.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, that's all I've been into.
The only thing I've been really into this last week, I read a book called Rock Candy Mountain.
Big Rock Candy Mountain?
Not Big Rock, just
Rock Candy Mountain.
Just Rock Candy Mountain. They do reference that song in the book, but it's like kind of like it's a goofy kind of adventure where it takes place mostly on a train, and these guys are riding a train with a bunch of hobos, and they're on their way to Rock Candy Mountain because this guy believes that there he can find the heaven for sinners.
Yeah.
And the dialogue in it I think is my favorite part.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing serious. It's played for laughs. Like the main guy in it, he says that like one of his main lines, he's like, I don't fuck with bugs. Like, because they end up getting arrested at one time. And the partner that he has, and he had to get his head shaved because he got lice on the train. He's like, how come you didn't get lice? I don't fuck with bugs. And then like the guy that he's with is like a total badass. He's like out of the army. He's kind of mysterious. You don't know everything about him.
Yeah.
But the guy that's tagging along with him is a total like white bread nerd, suburbanite son of a bitch. And he's just getting. He has the worst luck in the world.
Yeah.
And so he obviously he's with this guy on the train, and he's having like the worst time of it. And I fucking lost my train of thought. But regardless, it's a fun book.
Right.
But and like the devil actually exists in this.
Oh shit.
And so the white bread guy is like, you mean you're out there being a badass winning these fights and the ding dong devil exists? And it's like that's like the kind of dialogue that's in this book. It's just stupid stuff that like I would say to you, and they use that as real dialogue. It's fun, and that's why I enjoy it so much. And the art is kind of like loose and bouncy, kind of like if it was kind of like static images of maybe like a Rick and Morty or something like that.
Oh, cool.
So I really enjoyed it. The first trade of it's only 4 issues long.
Oh, sweet.
But I blew right through it. I think it's a super fun read. It was like voted when it came out a few years ago as like one of the best series of the year.
Yeah.
And so like I went back and checked it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is super fun. I can see why it got voted like one of the best of the year. So I went and checked that out. So look forward to that. We're doing maybe a review of a few indie books coming up pretty soon.
Oh, man.
So I'm getting my homework done.
Put on your fucking scarf and
That's right.
smoke your cigarettes.
My clove cigarettes.
Put on your
Yeah, that's right. So that's pretty much all I've been into this last week, JT. I tried playing a little bit of Red Dead on Father's Day, but the lawn had to be mowed, so
That's true.
I had to put it away for a minute.
Oh no.
I only played for like an hour, and I did just a few missions. Couldn't get any fishing done, so sorry. But
Goddamn.
I'm still up in like the far northeast corner.
Yeah.
In that like mountain or in the cave retreat.
Oh,
right
gotcha.
now. Have you gotten that far yet?
Did you find out you have tuberculosis yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've been to the cave retreat yet. I'll have to figure that out.
It's pretty close after you find out you've got TB.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, like in that wooded area?
Yeah, and
Okay.
you have to take it over from the Murphy brood.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
The like incest body mutilators that are up there.
God.
Anyway. God, I love that game. I could play this game for my entire life. I never get sick of it. I love it. So anyway, that's gonna be it. So, JT, if people want to talk Murphy Brood with you, where could they do that? If they want to talk Murphy Brown with you, where could they do that?
Hey, dog me up at Bucky Forever on Twitter. Also, Bucky Forever on Instagram. And here, Bucky Forever on Snapchat. Troy.
If you want to talk Murphy Brown with me, do so at Troy to the Max on Twitter. You can find us both at Review Pod on Twitter, where you can vote for the Tournament of Random Movies there as well.
Yeah.
Check out this week's tourney entry. Conjuring.
The Conjuring versus The Misery.
The Conjuring and the Misery.
The Conjuring and the Misery.
So vote on that. We'll have the results next week. All of our episodes are uploaded onto Facebook if you're into that whole Zuckerberg thing.
Yep.
If you love being spied on.
Such a good guy.
As well as a slew of other platforms. Our hosting site is reviewpod.podbean.com, which are actually getting a few more subscribers every now and then, so that's kind of fun to see.
Love those.
But if you do not listen to us there, that's no skin off our back, because we're on almost every other platform as well, like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. We're on all that shit.
Come on.
So if you happen to listen to us on an Apple device, you can rate and review us there, because if you like the show, that helps other people find it. And if you want to write in, just like our buddy Jude from Down Under, you can do so at reviewpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
There you have it.
There you have it.
Monday coming up, JT. We got a little bit more Black Mirror.
We're going to do a Black Mirror retrospective where I think every time we do these Black Mirror seasons, we always talk about how our favorite episodes are never from the season we talked about.
No.
Where we talk about them a little bit, but we never go into great detail. Since now we're doing these side episodes, let's go into detail
Sure.
about these episodes that we like so much. So, if you've never seen them, go into your little Google Netflix machine and check out the Black Mirror episode from season 1 for Troy,
Yeah.
which is, I think it's called The Story of Us.
I have to look at the title. I can't remember.
I think it's called The
actually.
Story of Us. But
Okay.
the one for me from season 2 is White Bear.
Yes.
And those are our 2 favorite episodes from Black Mirror. We're going to talk about them in detail, why we love them. And I went back and rewatched them, and I got a little different retrospective on a couple of them, too.
Okay.
A little
All
bit
right.
of... Especially the Story of Us one. I pulled some things out of that, which was really cool.
Okay. Sweet deal. So check out that on Monday. And then Thursday... what do we got
Thursday,
coming up?
we are... since we don't want to talk about Adam Sandler...
Yeah.
And we got 2 open spots. We're going to do our favorite things, where we're going to talk about some things that popped up recently that we're into. For me, for this next week, it's not something that I'm super into, but I feel like it's something that we need to talk about because it's kind of amazing in its insanity. I want to go back and I want to talk about that Clint Eastwood movie I saw like a fucking couple months, like a month ago.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about The Fucking Mule.
Oh, my. Okay. Let's talk
Man,
about the mule.
The Mule. I'm going to tell you right now, it is the most low-key, insane movie I've seen. You need to fucking watch this. I'm
Great.
surprised. Like, when I saw it, I was surprised more people didn't come out being like, what the fuck is this shit?
You know what? I'm also going to be astounded. It's like people are going to see the mule come up in their feeds
Yeah.
now, and they'll be like, why? So
No-
hopefully they go and are curious enough
Sure.
to check it out.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be out there. It's either this or fucking Adam Sandler.
Make it the mule.
We're going to watch the
Hashtag make it
fucking
the
mule. Hashtag make it the mule. Dude.
We can even do Moscow mules during the show.
Oh, let's get Eric in here to drink some Moscow mules.
Eric, come on down. You wanted to see the
Eric,
studio. Let's
Eric,
do it.
Watch the mule. You're in on this review. I'm telling you right now, the mule is worth a watch.
Let's make it happen.
Literally, it's like both trying to be a modern film and also behind the times for being Clint Eastwood.
I love it.
I can't wait to talk about this.
Great.
I've been sitting on this movie for too long. I want to start talking about this
Let's
shit.
Do it. I will gladly watch that then.
Good.
So that's what's coming down the pipeline for the next few
Yeah.
episodes.
And I'm curious what you're going to do for the next week.
I have an idea already.
Okay.
I'll bring it up with you off air and see what you think about it.
Okay.
Because I might have... Well, I'll just talk about it later.
Fair enough.
So, that will be it for this episode. We'll talk to you Monday, but until next time, I've been Short of the Max Extreme.
I am JT3K.
And we are off.